They said if he would have known that you did that, he should have died. I mean, it was some awful things in there. And if I wasn't going through this healing process, if I hadn't been going through this for the past 10 years, and I just finished reading this amazing book called The Four Agreements. Hey, it's your girl D Goddess, and welcome to Nyomi Short, where we bring you curated highlights from the best episodes of Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap. Today's episode dives deep into the complicities of the shame and its impact on our mental health. So join us in this conversation. But on this video, I've highlighted a section from our past Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast to where we were really talking about shame, but I was giving an example on how the book agreements actually helped me to understand and to get through those comments. So on this video, I hope that you all tune in and get your notes ready for Nyomi Shorts Moments, 4 Agreements. This book is written by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's called The 4 Agreements. And I have to, even when I'm responding to someone speaks to me or say something to me, I remember the 4 agreements. So I don't know if anybody at home or anything like that, and you want to write these agreements down, I truly advise you to do it. Because what it does, and it helped me, is that it helped me to be able to respond to someone in a more positive way that will make me feel good about my choice. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So let me tell you the first thing. And I kind of wrote it down here so I can tell y'all. All right. So in my first one, when I was reading the comments, right? And I went to the very first agreement. The first agreement is be impeccable, meaning to use your words impeccable. And if you don't know what that means, what impeccable means, it means behavior, performance in accordance to a higher standards of priority, faultless. That means regardless to what someone says or does to you, you still use your word at a higher standard. So you know that saying with my good old South Side Chicago, First Lady Michelle Obama said, when they go low, you go high. That's exactly what that means. So instead of me coming back with some words, nasty words back to them, I just came back with what I know best, and that's in love. In truth. Because I did trigger some people. Because when I spoke and I talked and they heard my voice, I was a trigger to them. I was a mirror to them. Number 2, I saw all these comments once again calling me all kinds of names, B-I-T-C-H, I'm a hoe, slut, all of these names, all of this. In the second agreement, don't take it personal. And I know you're like, Nyomi, how can you not take it personal when that's what they was calling you? They was saying all this stuff about you and your daddy, and they was doing all this and that whatever. I was like, that ain't none of my business. And let me tell you why it ain't none of my business. Because everything that they said, it ain't true. I know my truth.
Right.
What they feel or they think, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Nothing. See, remember, they came on my page. That's how. And that's only 2. That's only 2 agreements. That I know that ain't had nothing to do with me. That's them.
Right.
They feeling some kind of way their own self. And they're just spewing it out on me. And I'm not taking it. I'm just, I'm smiling because I'm like, thank you. You just helped me with some more, keep throwing them bricks. Keep throwing them stones. I like that. That's what I was like. I like that. Give it to me. And then the third agreement, y'all. Don't make assumptions. And I know y'all like, how does this relate to that, Nyomi? How does that relate to them calling you all them names? And I say, don't make assumptions because I can't assume that they were going to take the time to come over and watch the whole complete video. I can't assume that. I have to understand that some people do things for clickbait. And can I be honest? That was a little clickbaitish of me. It was a little shock value for me. It was. But what I was trying to do is trying them to get over there to hear the complete message that I was talking about. But that's when I said, you cannot assume they will go over there and watch the full video. You can't assume that they sit and they've been watching you for the past 2 or 3 years of the transformation that you've been going through. You can't assume that. Girl, they've been watching you butt-ass naked, doing all kinds of stuff on. No. They want to see you the way that they want to see you and nothing else.
Wow. Yeah.
So as long as they can continue to see you like that, and if they see any growth in you or something turning into another way that makes them feel shame, they're going to put the shame on you. See, because when I was doing it, I wasn't ashamed. I was not ashamed because I knew why I was doing it. I knew I was a good person. I knew where my spirit and my soul was. I knew all of that. But let me tell you this also, because I got a lot of scriptures that was thrown at me. I did not step my little black ass in no church either. Because one thing I said, I was not playing with God. Now I was pray to God every day on my way to set, or when I was traveling, when I was going to the club, just as I do now, before, during, and after. But I didn't go into God's house, or at least where they say where his house is at. I didn't go in there. And if I did, it had to be somebody got married or somebody died. Otherwise, I did not go into a church the whole entire time that I was active in the industry. When I started going back to church is when I left the industry, when I was pregnant with my last child. That is when I went back into church. So when I'm talking right now, I'm talking with passion. Because I know that there's a lot of people out there that felt like they've made a wrong decision in their life, and people trying to continue to put that on them, like they cannot change or they cannot grow from that. Like they are not worthy of God's love. And that ain't right. Because we all are. That's why I was told to put that video out. That's why I was told to be bold in what I was doing. And like I put on that post, boy, if I would have did this about 5 or 6, I would not be able to handle it. I'd be on there cussing all kinds of stuff. So this real classy, whatever, that South Side, I'm telling you, when that South Side Chicago girl come out up in there, y'all don't want to see her. But I've grown from that. I've grown from that. But I did. I looked at them comments and I was like, whoa. I felt so bad for them. And and the worst thing, it was a bunch of men up in there. They were mostly all men.
What other people feeling,
What other people feeling. Like yesterday, I was talking to my oldest daughter. And we had this little, and I got a little feeling from her. I ain't gonna say what the whole comment, but I got a little feeling, and I had to check myself. I said, you know, you need to go pray on this because you got to do the fofo. You got to do the fofo, and I do this. Let me tell you something. I was at my cousin's wedding, which was a beautiful wedding in Florida a few weeks ago, and so we had this slumber party with all of her bridesmaids. We was all there, and I was telling them about the book. You know, wherever I go and I get some knowledge, I'm sharing that knowledge. Mm-hmm. I am sharing knowledge. Whatever I'm learning, I'm giving it, and I'm sharing it, especially if I see it in action, in reality, right now, the moment that it is needed. So, as my cousin, who was the bride, she was talking to me and she was telling me some things, and she was getting so upset. And I said, "Wait, hold on." I said, "I'm about to tell you about this book." And I started telling her about this book, and her face just lit up like, "Oh my God, cousin." She was like, "Oh my God, cousin, thank you." And it was like, "What are you talking about?" And then all of a sudden, all of us women were around each other, and we was talking about this. And it was the fofo. See, me and my sister, who actually told me to read this book, she was like, "Girl, you need to read this book." And I read it. Well, actually, I have the book and I have it on Audible. So let me tell you something. I listened to it on Audible first. It's like a 2.5 hour listen. And I listened to it while I was in my garden in the backyard. I listened to it while I was cleaning up, while I was cleansing the house. Like I was listening to it. I was even listening to it when I was working out. Mm. But I was listening to it and I listened to it like 3 or 4 times. It's that good. And maybe it's so good to me because I am thirsty for the knowledge. Right. I am thirsty to be free. I am thirsty to be at peace. Maybe that's why. Yeah. I am thirsty for the growth spiritually. I no longer want to be a prisoner in my own body, in my own mind. I don't. And everything that I'm learning, I'm putting it right here, right here. Mm. I am no preacher. No. I just be speaking. That's it. And number four, always do your best. No more, no less. Mm. And what that means is you be you. And you do the best that you can. Don't try to overdo something. Don't try to overprove yourself to somebody. Just be you. Either they gonna like you or they not. Mm. Don't dumb yourself down to be around nobody. Be your truth. So that's why I didn't turn them comments off. That's why I didn't take that video off. Because I was doing the best, my best. No more, no less. That's how I get through all of those comments. And then I say, they don't speak my language. Not, at least not now. Mm. Once you know the truth about yourself and you tell your truth, don't nothing else matter. I'm telling you, don't nothing else matter. That's one thing some people hate. People hate when you living in your truth. People hate when you can be bold and you can stand in your shit because they have nothing against you. What I mean, they have nothing on you. They don't like that. People like to have that upper hand on you. They like to try to keep you down because they think you're going to rise above them. And that's not it. We're supposed to come from a loving God. We're supposed to be full with good, loving, peaceful energy. We ain't supposed to be coming and tear somebody down because they have the courage to stand in their truth. That's why I give these beautiful young ladies to come on here and tell their story, whether they're in or out of the industry. Because they are humans too. They have a soul too. They require love, compassion, empathy, respect. They're not out here killing nobody. They out here doing the same thing that a lot of y'all doing behind your husbands and your wives' back. Okay, let me slap my hand because that was not right.
Yeah.
That was not right. Sorry. I'm not perfect.
There you go. There you go.
I'm not perfect.
Still a learning process.
Yes. But y'all understand what I'm saying. Y'all understand what I'm saying, right? And this is all to all of my sex workers out there, whether you a porn star, you a stripper, you an escort, a prostitute, or whatever, baby. Y'all hold y'all heads up. Hold y'all heads up. I thank you for watching the video in full, and I hope you enjoyed the 4 ingredients of Nyomi Shorts Moments here on Nyomi's World. Remember to like, subscribe, and get notified. Have a good one.